Exercise 3.5, question, further applications, volume. First question, find the surface area of a cube whose volume is 729 centimeters cubed. I would let the side length be x. What do you think I can do here? Volume of cube is x cubed. So 729 is x cubed. Okay, girls? So this question can be asked two ways. They can ask you to find the surface area if they give you the volume, or they can ask you to find the volume if they give you the surface area. One or the other. So if the volume is that, you just write out the formula for volume. What did we get? 9. So therefore the surface area is 6 lots of x squared, isn't it? Because the area of one face is x squared, so it's 6 times 9 squared. And whatever you get for that. 400 and, or is it 500 and something?
486.
Yeah. Okay, so girls, the other thing you could be asked, and it's on your sheet, you could be asked to do this question in reverse, okay? 3.6 question 13b, a cylinder has a curved surface area of 130 pi centimeters squared and a diameter of 26 centimeters. Find the exact volume. So which bit are they giving you? Are they giving you the whole cylinder or just... They're giving you this bit is 130 pi. So what is the formula for that bit, for the curved surface? So curved surface area is 2 pi RH. That's what they've given you. Do we know what the radius is? Yeah. So you substitute what you know. 130 pi is 2 pi times 13h. What should I write on the next line? Cross off the pi's.
Yeah.
So 130 is 26h. What did you get for h? 130 divided by 26, which is 5. So that's the height. It's 5. So now you can work out the exact volume. What is the volume of a cylinder? Formula. Pi r squared h. Pi times 5 squared times, 5 times 13 squared times 5. What did we get? 800 pi. 845 pi centimeters cubed. A cone with radius 9 centimeters has a volume of 2.4 liters. Find the height. I think they just want the height, not the slant height or anything. Now, the problem is this is in liters and this is in centimeters. So we know that 2.4 liters is 2,400 mils, which is 2,400 centimeters cubed. Now, the volume is in the correct units. Because if you've got centimeters and the height's going to be in centimeters, you're expecting your volume answer to be centimeters cubed. But I gave you the capacity. You know how this says it's volume? It's really a capacity. But you know, the words are often used interchangeably. So if the capacity is 2.4 liters, you need to convert it to mils, because don't we know that 1 centimeter cubed is 1 mil? And off we go now. So now we can do the question. Now they're talking about volume and they're talking about a cone. So let's write down the volume of a cone formula. And what is it? 1/3, come on, all the pointy ones, squared h. 1/3 area of the base, which is a circle, times the height. Now what would I substitute? What do I know? Do I know the volume of the cone?
1/3 pi.
2,400 is 1/3 times pi times, do I know what to do? 9 squared times h. So 2,400, would you like to, you can do 81 on 3. You can go top row, bottom row. So what's on the numerator, girls? 81? Isn't it? 81 pi h over 3's on the denominator. Can you see that? Or you go a third times 81. What's a third of 81? It is divisible by 3. What's a third of 81? Girls, you won't. So I've got 2,400 equals 27 pi h. So now what do I do? So, or you can just go a third of 81 and put the pi next to it.
So you divide 2,400
Well,
by 27
pi, that's right. So I now go 2,400 divided by 27 pi. Remember, that's just a number, 27 pi.
88.9 to 3.
H is 80.
88.9 to 3.
Centimeters. Geez, that's a big, very tall, slim cone.
Is that right?
And you know what you could do? How would you?
That's wrong. Isn't it 28?
Oh, thank you. 28 point. Go. 28 point.
28.29.
0.3. 28.3. 27 pi times h. 27 pi is just a number. So you divide by 27 pi. Do you get that or not? Because you've got to divide by the 27 and... So it's 28.3 centimeters. Girls? So ladies, girls, there is one trick with this last one. It says a sphere of radius r fits tightly into the cylinder. Can you write an expression, find the height in terms of r?
Because h is 2r.
That's right. So girls, if the radius is r, that is r, but isn't this upright here r and this going down is r as well?
Yes.
So therefore, what is the height? 2r. Girls, because with the sphere r up and r down, this is r plus r, which is 2r. So the height is 2r. Do we see that?
Yes.
If the radius is r, radius is distance from the center to the outside of the sphere, you go r up and r down, gives me a height of 2r. And that is the trickiest part of this. So it says, show that the volume is 2 pi r cubed. I'm just going to put find the volume in terms of r. Okay, this is a cylinder. So don't get all panicky. You just start with what is the volume of a cylinder formula. Volume is, go on, volume. Isn't it area of the base?
4 1/3.
That's a sphere. Volume of the cylinder. Sorry girls, volume of the cylinder. Good. Volume is pi r squared times h. So it's pi r squared times, what's h? No, it's 2r. So what do you get? 2 pi r cubed. Done.
Would we be asked to like prove stuff like this?
Well, you could. Find the ratio of the volume of the sphere to the volume of the cylinder. Girls, we did stuff like this the other day with surface area. Of the volume of the sphere to the volume of the cylinder. Now, before you get all panicky about ratio, just write down what's the formula for volume of a sphere. What's the formula? 4/3 pi r cubed. Now I do the ratio. Ratio of the volume of sphere to volume of cylinder. Now, remember we did ratios in year 8? So the volume of the sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed, dot dot, means ratio. What's the volume of a cylinder? 2 pi r cubed. Do you remember when we do ratios, everything's got to be in the same units? What could you cross off from both sides that are identical?
Pi r.
The pi r cubes are the same, so the ratio is 4 over 3 is to 2. Can you?
The volume of the cylinder pi r squared, which is the cross surface area times height.
Yes, but we just came up with a new formula for volume here as 2 pi r cubed because we substituted h is 2r.
Yes.
Okay, now because the pi and the r cubes are the same, the ratio is 4 over 3 is to 2. So how do I fix this ratio up into whole numbers? What can you times both sides by to get rid of the denominator? Multiply both sides by 3. Or, so girls, that's 1 1/3 is to 2. So girls, if you multiply both sides by 3, I get what? So multiply both sides of the ratio by 3. Do you know why I'm choosing to do 3? Because it gets rid of the denominator here. So girls, this is a ratio, but it's not whole numbers. We did these in year 8. If you've got a ratio that's not whole numbers, I need to multiply or divide both sides by the same thing to try and get whole numbers. Now, if I want to undo the divide by 3, I would multiply by 3. So you could actually just, no, all we want to do is multiply both sides by 3. So I'm going to times this by 3 and this one by 3. And what do I get? The 3's cancel. I get 4 is to 6. I'm multiplying. I've got 8 ratios. If I want to simplify the ratio, I need to get rid of the denominator. We're not used to seeing ratios with denominators. How do you make that into a whole number? You would times it by 3. So you times this side by 3. Because ratios are meant to be whole numbers. Now, what can you do to both these? Divide by 2. So the simplest ratio is 2 is to 3. Right. I'll show you on your calculator what you can do. There is a calc method as well. You just go the fraction 4 over 3 divided by 2. So you go, because ratios are actually fractions but written sideways. So you can go 4 over 3 divided by 2 and it will give you 2/3. And that's your, that'll give you 2/3. So you write the ratio 2.3. So a ratio, the reason you can do that, I'll just show you why, is that the ratio A over B is really this. When you first learn ratios in year 8, we teach you that the ratio of A to B, a ratio is really just a fraction written sideways. So if you're trying to simplify A dot B, you can do a fraction A divided by B on your calculator and it will simplify it. So 4 over 3 dot 2, ratio to 2, is really 4 over 3 divided by 2, which will give you 2/3, which means the ratio is 2 is to 3 because of that. You can write a ratio as a fraction. Size 3.9. If the cylinder has a volume of 24 pi centimeters cubed, find the volume of the sphere. Now we know the ratio of the volume of the sphere to the volume of the cylinder. We just did it. What was it? 2 is to 3. Now remember, you can write it as a fraction if you want, or I can draw up a little table. If the volume of the cylinder is 24 pi centimeters cubed,
16.
What do you think we did to go from 3 to 24? Times 8 pi. So this is what I've got. The ratio of the volume of the sphere to the volume of the cylinder is 2 is to 3.
Will we be asked about ratios?
Remember when we did all this sort of stuff in year 8. So if that is the ratio, then obviously the cylinder's got to be bigger than the sphere, doesn't it? So you say, how did I go from 3 to 24 pi? I've obviously multiplied by 8 pi. So I times this one by 8 pi, and I get 16 pi centimeters cubed. The other way you can do it is with fractions, if you want. You can say 2 over 3 equals x, which is unknown, over 24 pi. So that over that equals, this is unknown over that, and then solve. And then you'd get 2/3 of 24 pi is x. But I really think this is better to put it underneath.
Miss, if you ask me for formal ratio, doesn't matter which one you put first.